Well, well, I said strongly worded letter, like, excuse me, I'd just like to mention that, by the way, this was mildly annoying. Don't worry about it, it's okay. But it was annoying. Yes, yes. And thank you for your time. I enclose a $5 check for your time. Have a good day. Okay. All right. So now last time, you had a bit of a confrontation with a dragon in East Haven, then you've chased it all the way to Tourmaline. Now I assume everybody's along for the ride, because I can't remember who it was, but I think Ignis, you had to leave early or something, and you said you were gonna stay back in East Haven. Is that still what you want? Uh, okay. Well, let's pick it up from there then. Get you the East Haven map. Oh, once again, the marker's not there. Ah, okay. Uh, mhm. Okay, so you guys are pretty beat up for various reasons. So you're getting on the demon sled and heading across land. Like, mhm, it is. Well, to get to Bryn Shander is going to take you about 3.5 hours with the demon sleds, going across land, and then from Bryn Shander to Tourmaline. Okay, just a second. So Bryn Shander to Tourmaline is another 3 hours. So you're looking at 3.5 to Bryn Shander and then another 3 hours to Tourmaline. So the best part of a day's travel. Yep. It would be about 4 hours or so longer. I mean, the fact is you're traveling on well-traveled paths if you go via Bryn Shander to Tourmaline, and if you go cross land, it's going to take a little bit longer because of the terrain. And if a blizzard hits, it's going to complicate things even more. They do, but not that quick. I mean, however you look at it, I mean, it's the same travel speed. You just get there quicker. So you get to Tourmaline quicker than you would walking, but going via the well-treaded path. You know, you can urge the dogs into a full pace and they'll gallop, as opposed to going around snow dunes, navigating things. So Bryn Shander then to Tourmaline would be the quickest way to get to Tourmaline. Not with the demon dogs. Mm-hmm. What's the name of the magic item again? I'll look it up. It was called the Bag of Tricks. Let's have a look. Creature is friendly to you and your companions. Give it general orders. No, I don't think so. Okay, they go about having been summoned and come into existence, and now discover what it's truly like to be a dire dog. A dire wolf. Okay, but the East Haven is still in a bit of chaos. There are a fire is spreading, but people are under control now. Guys did some good work in basically getting East Haven to coordinate its attack, and now that the dragon has left, heading north, no problem. But it's still chaotic. Okay, so Velen, who is the person who bought the demon dogs, and one of you might know, urges you to get onto the sleds, and he drives them westward to Bryn Shander. And she's currying along, and she's like, wow, this dragon is one thing. Have you guys... Do you know anything about this endless winter? Well, that might be true, but I'm going to need your help once this is all over. I'll give you more information about it, but I might be able to use this thing called a Codicil of White. Now, this is rumored to contain a spell that a ritual can carve through a passage through the Reghead Glacier, which is the lost city Ythryn is buried. The divination magic revealed to me by the Arcane Brotherhood as it revealed that the book is being held by a vast giant fortress on a mist-shrouded island on the Sea of Moving Ice. And if we can find this, there maybe we'll get some clues about where Oriel is and maybe stopping this damn winter. But we'll talk more about this later. First things first, let's get rid of this damn dragon. Yes, it's a dragon, but we need to find something called a last spire of Netheril once this is done. And that's going to give us some very good clues, I think. Anyway, onwards. Yeah! And she drives the wolves all the way along to Bryn Shander. Weather's and as you approach Bryn Shander, the weather is getting very bad. The blizzard's coming up. The demon dogs are driving through it. But eventually, after 3 hours of travel, you do make it to Bryn Shander. And let me just bring up the Bryn Shander map. Oh, once again, everything is hidden. Just a sec. The guard was already white when you go, as in very, very scared. We've heard reports about this dragon already. We've seen fires all across Icewind Dale, East Haven, Goodmead, Dugan's Hole. We've had some refugees flooding here as well. And as he opens the gate, you see there's lots of people there, more than you normally see for Bryn Shander. Some of them are trying to shelter as best they can. Some people are rudely locking doors, and you see people banging on doors trying to get in. People are scared; they don't know what to do. And he says, "Oh, well, fine. Come. Talk to the." Uh, where was it going after Tourmaline? We need to know. He brings out a scrap of paper. Okay. Uh, it's hard in these times of things. You could try the House of the Morning Lord, but we're basically stockpiling it to protect ourselves as best we can. Your only hope is the House of the Morning Lord. Okay, so even going through the streets on these demon slays, you see a lot of people and they jump out of the way of the sleds. As Velen has no problems just churning through the town going full tilt. And yeah, eventually you arrive at the House of the Morning Lord. You see what's his name? Mishan. Stax, come in. Come inside. We can protect you from the dragon in here. Come inside. Come inside. Um, yes, I do. Uh, who is this person? I do not know this. And she points to Ignis. Is Ignis with you? Is this person with you? Yeah, Ignis. Yeah, everybody except Theodore, basically. Okay, you. And beckons over Ignis and Mishan says a prayer lays on Ignis. I'll let you roll this, Ignis. She's going to use a third level Cure Light. Third level or fourth level? Third level. So that would be 3d8 plus 2. Do you want to roll that, Ignis? 3d8 plus 2. Ooh, nice. Stello, she can have one of those for you as well. So you can do 3d8 plus 2 as well. Oh, my goodness. It's amazing rolls. And look, I could do 2 more lesser level ones. So this will be a second level Cure Light Wounds. So 2d8 plus 2. And she looks around. He's panicked. Who needs it most? Who needs it most? So you guys have 2. Stacks, 2d8 plus 2. Ooh, the other end of the scale. And you have 1 more. So Stacks or Ignis? I'll give you the breakdown. So Stello is 37 of 54. Stacks is 30 of 57. Sorry, that was right. Stello, 37 of 54. Stacks, 30 of 57. And Ignis, 26 of 45. So who's going to take it? Okay, 2d8 plus 2. Wow. No, I'm sorry, but that's that's really all I can spare. I have some other ones, but really there's people here. The refugees come and I'm doing my best to heal them. Okay. Okay. I tell you what I'm going to do. Mishan says, yes, yeah, absolutely, I will do that. But I'm going to have you make a persuasion check on behalf of Mishan as she tries to organize these things. So make a persuasion check, Stacks. And this will determine how well Mishan actually does. No, you roll it. You roll it on using Stacks persuasion. Kind of like by proxy almost. Because your words do carry weight here. You're well respected in Bryn Shander. That's not true for every place around here, but it's at least true for Bryn Shander. So Stacks, make a persuasion check. Mishan says, okay. And she tells one of her lesser priests to help out. She says, okay, go, warn the other towns. The blessings of the moon, the Morning Lord, go with you. Okay, she nods. And Villain says, yeah! And she goes over to Targos first, which is on the way. Anything you want to do in Targos, or just plow on through? Yes, but you're there first. But yes, the plan is to send people from Bryn Shander to Targos at least because it's so close to Icewind Dale. With one of those weird Doppler effects. Dragon's coming! Okay, so yeah, and the weather is taking a decided turn for the worst. Fortunately, the demon riders that you're on can push through this incredibly bad weather. I am going to need everybody on board, though, to make me a constitution saving throw as this wind just rattles into your face. Okay. So you're good, you're good. And who are we missing? Ignis. Oh, just Ignis. So despite this terrible cold, you do manage to hold on and avoid a point of exhaustion. And then rattling through, you see, just for a moment, the blizzard abates, and it's almost like everything got sucked up into the air. And you get a nice sight across most of the 10 towns. You see Caer Konig, it's on fire. You see Caer Dineval, it's on fire. And you see East Haven to a lesser effect, but they're all on fire. And just as you're arriving in Tourmaline, you see the dragon just make... It's been there for maybe a few minutes. It got there just ahead of you. So let me get you over to this map. And... whoosh. Okay, so you're in Tourmaline. Okay, what do you wish to do? You've arrived about here. Everybody's about here. Okay, we're good. Okay, I'll tell you what, we're going to do this in initiative order. Just to keep things organized. Okay. Oh, well, it's a strong word for snuggles, but yes. Okay. Oh, that was another thing. Shrubby reset. So I only have the approximate stats for Shrubby. But since Shrubby basically does the help action, I'm not going to stress about putting the exact stats in for Shrubby. But you should have control of Shrubby now. So, Shrubby, who are we missing? Ignis. Don't see your initiative. Okay. And I shall make Shrubby Sheep public as well. All right. I suspect some vicious... was it the Tasha's Hideous Laughter on this way? We'll see how well it goes. So Stax, you're far away from the dragon. Got 2,000 feet. So I'm going to take it. Stax, you're going to just maybe a villain can get you closer on the demon sled. Okay, so I'm going to say, I mean, it's not doing exact turn order, but let's just say she gets you about halfway there on your turn, quote unquote. What's Shrubby going to do? Okay. Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to do, just put one commoner on here, and we'll use their initiative count to determine when the commoners go. Okay, so Shrubby. Ignis, what's Ignis doing? So like closer up in here. Okay. Okay, Theodore, same thing. Okay, so the Shardland dragon is hovering, I think it's 120 feet in the air and just whoosh, strafing along the village. People are panicking. They're running around. It's chaos. The commoners, they're running around. They're panicked as well. Let's see, Stello, can you roll me a d20, please? What did you get? You got a 4. Okay, off to the side, you see... I can never spell Duragar. D-U-E... Okay, here we go. You see a Duragar, and it's enlarged form, and it's standing over a couple of commoners and basically, about to attack them, and they're cowering. And you see this massive brute of a dwarf is going to be no match for these commoners. So keep that in mind. With that, Stella, what would you like to do? I'm assuming everybody's on the sleigh. Stella, you are close enough that you could jump off and engage this Duragar if you wanted to. Okay, take a shot. So that absolutely hits. It gets right in the back of the Duragar and it turns around and growls. You have its attention now. Did you get off the sleigh, Stella? So I'll just put you over there as in combat with the Duragar. Stax. Okay. Actually, I should put Velen. That would be a Hodge. Well, Velen is going to continue on with the sled. She's not stopping, and you see her kind of getting her wand of magic missiles ready. So she's going to continue on. Are you staying on the sleigh, Stax? Okay, so Velen. Okay. So right now, just a little bit further, you'll be able to shoot on your next turn. So she carries up here, because you're with your 600 range, right, with your longbow. Okay, Shrubby will be along for the ride. Ignis, you going along for the ride? Yes, it'll be at a disadvantage, and he'll be getting some cover as well, so he'll have +5 to his AC. It's a hard shot. Yeah, it's a hard shot, but 17, which turns into a 12. Nope. So it just rattles off one of the buildings. No damage done. Ignis, you're along for the ride? Okay. So Ignis goes along. Theodore, along for the ride? Okay. Same thing. 22. Ooh, reduces to an 18. That does hit. On 17. 17 hits, so 11 piercing damage. So a miraculous shot. Very good, Theodore. So that down to 11. But now, okay. The Duragar, with an arrow sticking out of its back unexpectedly, turns around and sees Stellos in front of him. The commoners continue to cower. They're not really doing anything, but he raises up his massive, enlarged warpick, brings it down onto Stello, and rolls a 19, which... Okay, so it's 14 damage. 13 damage. Oh, so he hit with a 19. Oh, still hits. Oh, I see. I thought it was for the damage, yeah. He needed a 3 or better on a d6. 50-50. Didn't pay off. Okay, so 14 points of damage as it just swings across. The Shardolin Dragon doesn't... Actually, the one thing that is threatening it is on a sled rapidly approaching him. It's going to make a perception check, an insight check, to see if it recognizes the little demon elf that's doing a number on it. Oh! And turns out things made of Shardolin are not that perceptive about people, and it rolls a 0 for its insight check. So it's not aware of the danger posed by you guys. So it's going to continue destroying the village. It's a little bit towards the wharf. You'll still be in range next time, Stax. But Stax, can you roll me a d20? Okay. Okay, another commoner comes out of the snow very, very badly damaged. And you see a trail of blood coming out from behind this commoner. It looks in very, very bad shape. And it looks up to you. And it looks like one of the miners that got re-established here. And the commoner looks up at you and says, You opened the mine! Save me! I'm gonna die! And then they collapse on the ground. You get the impression, without medical help, this person will die. Stello. Okay. So also you kind of swing over to the side, getting 30 feet away. Sure. 5. The Duragar sees what you're doing, come charging towards you, and it's about to swing its axe, but you get the bow just in the right, shoot it through the eye, and you needed exactly 5 damage to take it down. And the Duragar goes down, and the commoners just scuttle away. Stax, you can take that shot if you like. Are you going to get off the sled? Valen is just making a beeline for it. She's not stopping. But you're within range for your bow. Mm-hmm. No, you're not steady on the sled, so plain old disadvantage. Hmm. Make me an acrobatics check, Stax. Okay, so your shot is so bad that you completely balance and you're about to fall off the sled. You throw out an arm and Valen grabs your arm and yanks you back onto the onto the sleigh, onto the sled. And she goes, "Ah, be careful, Stax!" And she urges the thing to get really close to the dragon. Shrubbies, I assume, is just going to be holding on for dear life, yelping from the back. Ignis, did you stay on the sled or are you going to jump off? Well, you're like 30 feet away from the dragon, but the dragon is 120 feet up in the air. You, uh, you can absolutely try. So you can use your action. Uh, hmm. Uh, so Velen is so this is so she pulls the dog sled to a slot and it kind of skids in this lane and she jumps off getting her wand of magic missiles ready. So the thing is stationary now. So Ignis, if you want to make me an acrobatics or athletics check to use your action to get on top of a house, you can. No problems. You maybe okay, so up and getting a shot ready. Theodore, sled once again has come to a halt. What do you do? Okay, to her and make to him actually make a medicine check, DC 10 to stabilize. Oh, sorry, no. If you have a healing kit, you're right. So just expend one healing kit, and this commoner is alive. So well done. Yeah. I'll give the Shardland Dragon another insight check to see if it can spot Stax. Still not good enough, so it doesn't recognize a threat provided by you guys. There are some villagers trying to throw spears and javelins and arrows at these things, but they're not so great. So we'll do that first. Can Stello roll me a d20? You want a 15 or higher? Oh, nice. Roll me 2d6. Wow. So the villagers actually crit on the dragon. So well done. But now, who hasn't rolled? Say, Ignis, roll me a d20. Three. And Ignis, roll me another d20 and don't roll a 1 to a 5. So roll higher than a 5 on a d20. So the building just to the left of you collapses. So what you rolled on the table was a building collapses. I thought it would be funny if it was the one you were on. Slight chance of that, but it wasn't. But 20 feet away from you, a damaged building just collapses, and the noise of crashing walls and shattered timbers fades, replaced by the screams of people trapped in the wreckage. And you glance over. First of all, make me a perception check, Ignis. Oh, so you spot it, and now roll me a d4. So over, but there are 3 villagers trapped under this collapsed building. You see like some of them have broken bones, big cuts. Some of them look dazed. And they are in an absolute mess underneath this trap building. So Stello, having defeated the Duragar, you're a fair way away from the dragon now. What do you wish to do? Okay, dashing. Yeah, so 60 feet will put you right about here. I'm going to say you're going to take 2 rounds to get there because you got off the sled. So it's the first round of dashing to get within 30 feet. Okay, make a perception check. What you do see... yes, that's what you see. You see. And unfortunately, sometimes disasters like this across the world bring out the best in people, but it also brings out the worst in people. What you see, they're not in the harbor, but over here, you see... So just getting my map organized here for all these random things. You see a couple of ne'er-do-wells, a couple of thugs. Yeah, about 20 feet away from you, see 2 thugs in cold weather clothing beating up an old woman and stealing her food. So this old woman is on these ground, and these people are using this to deal with it. So you could head over there instead and engage them on your next turn if you want. No, you can shoot by your bow, but you'll still be 2 rounds away from the dragon. Decisions. Okay. Given the complete and utter chaos of the situation, it's going to be very hard to shoot your bow, so shoot at disadvantage. Just with the winds howling around. 16 is enough. And you shoot the thugs in the back, and they turn their attention to you. Let me roll. So shoot first, ask questions later, Stello. Oh, we'll see how... So make an intimidation check, but at disadvantage, because you did just shoot them in their back. Yeah, they're not listening to you. Dex, you can shoot if you like. Mm-hmm. Can't be sneak attack, unfortunately, because of the disadvantage imposed by the blowing winds. So just a straight. That is a thing. Yeah, best you can do is a straight shot. So saying perfectly still, Doc. Whoosh. Whoops. Thanks. Okay, it docks into the side of the dragon, and the dragon whoosh turns its direction, its eyes directly to you. You have its attention. Villain is going to let off some magic missiles. Oops. Oops. Dock. For 11 points of damage. Shrubby can't do anything unless the dragon lands. But Shrubby takes some cover underneath a house. Ignis, you have a shot of the dragon. If you wish to take it, it will be a disadvantage. And there there's 30 feet, but 120 feet up in the air. So 100. You can certainly try. Depending on the range of vicious mockery. No. Nope. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. And so these commoners, you're just ignoring them for the meantime, the ones trapped under the building? Okay. Okay, so getting ready to shoot. Theodore. Oh, easy. Yep. You have a 300. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, nice. So the thugs turn around and they go for Stello. The old lady scampers away. So she's out of it for now. But these two thugs going to get their maces and take 2 attacks against you, Stello. Our first mace rolls a dirty 20 and then a 6. So 1 hit for 7 bludgeoning. The other one, they can use pack tactics. So I forgot about the first one wouldn't have mattered, but the second attacks from the 2 attacks from the second thugs are both going to be an advantage, and it's a 17 and a 20. Okay, so 8 and 5 points of damage. It's a thug. Now, dragon's turn. You have its attention. So, gotta see who I can attack, what makes sense. Yep, but it's got a 90 feet fly movement, so that's really not going to manage. And a line. So its breath attack is like a laser. Tell you what, it's going to decrease a little bit. Fly over this way, or fly here first. Unleash its breath weapon on Stax and Villain. Those are the 2 things that have hit it, so that makes sense. Let's say the dragon finds just the right line and whoosh, lets out this ray of radiant energy. So I need Stax to make me a dexterity saving throw, as does Villain. It's 120 feet. So what it does is it swings down to get within 120 feet of you, which is just a little bit of movement, but it gets over here, whoosh, shoots out, and then retreats back this way a little bit, using the rest of its movement. So Villain, on her dex saving throw, she rolls a 12, which is not good enough, but stacks. Nope. So the breath weapon does 58. Whoosh. And then you notice the dragon is starting to head in this direction. I did 2 thug attacks on you when I should have only done once on you, Stella, so we'll ignore this one. Roll me a d20, please, Theodore. 6. Okay. Another Duragar appears. And over here by this building, it sees the prone villagers, and it takes a swipe at one of them inside of the collapsed building, and it dies. Stello. Okay. You can do an intimidation check, or you can use your guiding bolt. Okay. So, make an attack. 21, that does hit. And I believe it glows as well, right? For advantage against its next attacks. What's the range on your bow? What's the long range? Oh, wait. Yep. Roll that guiding bolt again. It's at disadvantage because of the weather conditions. Any ranged attacks. Huh, okay, well, yep. Still hits. And it glows, let's say, with a nice green color. Next attack will be at advantage. Yes, you can take a shot. I will be at disadvantage, but yes, you can. Oh, that's true. That's true. So straight attack. You immediately take the shot. Wow, you guys are rolling very well. Another 6 points of damage on the dragon. Okay. We'll see how sensible the thugs are when it gets to the thug's turn. Dex. So straight shot. Oh! Nice, but that's a fairly average crit roll. And only you had sneak attack. Okay, got it. I just need to check something. Fortunately, Velen is not quite close enough to get her magic missiles off, but you get closer. All things equal, she can get it off next time. Then it flew up into the air. So she shoots. Yep. Shrubby doesn't do anything. Ignis. Top of the building. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Reasonably close. Yep, so that's what you look like. Mm-hmm. Oh. Hmm. Okay, let's have a look, see what... Oh, the dragon... Hmm. Uh, okay, so you're looking like the king. Yeah, you're not sounding like the king. And you don't speak Dwarvish, so you're doing a like phonetic impersonation of what Theodore told you? Okay. Okay. Make an intimidation check at disadvantage. Nope. Nope. Theodore. Okay. Disadvantage. The dragon beats its wings and it tries to get away. It starts flying out towards the ice, looking to go to another town. Theodore, you aim steady, aim true. You get right between the checks of some of this chartle and plating, and it starts. One wing breaks off and it goes into a cartwheel, falls down, hits the ice, cracks through it, destroying half of the harbour as it does so. But Chartle and Dragon is defeated. Well done. Ah, and it all set up to go to. I was off to the next. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. That was amazing. So what you guys have effectively done. Well, go back to the combat because it's not over. I'll just give to a picture. Tirmalane is a mess. But Keir Connig, Keir Dinaval, East Haven, Goodmead, and Dugan's Hole are just disasters. But you have saved from any damage Bremen, Targos, and Bryn Shander. So, well done! Oh, there we go. We can assess the damage of these things in a second. Oh, no, you're not in East Haven. You're in Tourmaline. There we go. Okay, so we're still initiative order. So the two thugs saying, what were you saying about the dragon? The dragon is dead. And they're going to attack. One of them is going to attack Stello. Using pack tactics, it's going to attack twice with a mace. For a 6 and a 17. A natural 1 and a 17. 17 just hits. And 5 points of bludgeoning damage, which takes you down, I imagine. They have 2 attacks. Yep, let me see your peg. Yeah, so the thug has an advantage on an attack roll. So the an attack roll was a 19 and a 17. So either way you look at it, it hits. But that's a good point. It's only one at advantage. But anyway, Stello goes down. And then the thug re-engages, catches up to that old lady who was running away. Stello, make me a death saving throw. Okay, one failed. 6. At least it wasn't a 1. From your I'll say if you ran up now you could get to Stello, but that's all you could do. But you could definitely take a shot at the thug. Or this thug anyway. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you could use your dash action to get next to Stello, but that would be it. And of course you could take a shot at the thug. It'll be at disadvantage because of the weather conditions. Okay. That does hit for 11 points of damage. Unfortunately, Stello is not providing an... It's not a suitable ally for sneak attack damage. Velen is going to go over here and attack the... 4, 84 plus 3 against the Duragar with a wand of magic missiles, doing 10 points of damage. Shrubby sees Stello fall and starts heading over towards here, but that's about it. Ignis. It's a bit closer than that. I mean, this is the building that collapsed is 20 feet away from you. So the Duragar is maybe 30 feet away from you. Ignore the map. Ignore the map dimensions. Absolutely, you do. So acrobatics or athletics? Mm-hmm. So you jump down and... Is it a barrel roll or is it a belly flop? The tension is killing me. It's a barrel roll. There we go. So very expertly you come down and you do get within melee range of the Duragar. That's what you want. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it makes it. So it rolls a 14 on its wisdom save. So take half damage. Oh, it's a cantrip. Okay. Yeah. So your dwarvish inside doesn't work, but it definitely has its eyes on you now. Theodore. Mm-hmm. Guys are out of spells, huh? Ah. Alright, this thug, which one is this? This one sees you healing him. Stax is there laying into him. He no longer has pack tactics. He's going to go for Stax. Swinging twice with his mace at a straight shot. It was a natural, well, a 6 and an 11, so both of those missed. The Shardland Dragon, oh, I need to say to myself too soon. This thug sees you attacking his mate. and is going to take a heavy crossbow attack. Let's see what's the range. Yep, good enough. It stacks. He's beating up his brother. He rolls a 12, so that misses. I think with the dragon gone, things are starting to calm down. Stello, you can lie there. Stacks. You're muted, buddy. Stacks, you're muted. There we go. Mm-hmm. It does. So just let me check one thing. Next. Okay, yep. I was just checking if you use steady aim as a melee attack, but you can. That goes down. Uh, 30 feet, but you can't move because you use steady aim. Okay, Velen is going to use your last magic missile shot. So it's just going to be a 1d4 plus 1. So 2 points of damage. Oh, no, it's 3d4 plus 1, sorry. 3d4 plus 3 even. 13 on this guy. That will be her last shot. And I think use it. Can't roll a natural 1. I don't, so her wand is fine. Shrubby goes over and hovers over the fallen form of Stello. Ignis. Man. I'll give him a Rollman. So we'll get down to Ignis. Yes, it did have attack roll. Who came up to it, didn't get a turn, so I'll get his turn now. Warpick and large. Whoosh! And it all works out then, because it rolls a 14. Oh, which hits! 14 hits. For 16 piercing damage. That was a really good roll. Okay. Ignis, now you can go. 1-6. Ooh, you're so much better. How do you take out this extra large Duragar who shrinks back to size? Nice. Kind of like a boxer, right, who takes a punch, but then uses that to find an opening, which is exactly what you do. Well done. Theodore. The only really combatant now is this guy here. Okay. Yep. Because of the wind. That one hits. Yeah, should be missing the dragon. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Okay, so 2 shots. One of them. Okay. The Duragar, well, definitely dead now. That Doug's dead. Hardland Dragon is dead. Things are more common, so we won't worry about random things. All right. Okay, the thugs. What is this? Theodore running around, running away. Stello down. It's Gonna take one more shot at stacks. Disadvantage. Rolls an 18. Yeah, it's a nice roll for 9 piercing. Then he heads a further 30 feet away. Stello, you can do nothing. It looks as if this thug is running away from you now, Stacks. Stacks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fuck. 13 hits. 13 piercing. They are just wearing leather armor, which gives them an AC of 11, just so you know. Ooh, yes. Yep. You can duck inside of a building, easy enough. Evelyn is going to come up. Oh, she's going to start trying to get these people out. She's, Ignis, help me! And Shrubby continues to be worried about Stello. Ignis, you're going to help her get people out? Okay. Okay. Showdown. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. Okay, so she puts her back into it and says, just help me, Ignis, help me. And make me an athletics check at advantage. Ignis? Easy enough. So you pull one of them out. So this one's out. This one is still in a bad shape. Broken leg under there, but we'll get there. Theodore. Okay, you can do that next round. This is probably not going to matter. The thug. Was this commoner healed? Okay. Thug is going to take one final shot at Stacks at disadvantage. It was a 13. It gets another 30 feet away. Stello, nothing. Stacks. Fuck. Okay. Ooh, goes wide. Terrible shot. Valin says, Ignis, help me with this last one. Ignis, at advantage. Athletics check. Good enough. So you pull the last surviving commoner out. They're beat up, but they will survive. Theodore, there's this one here. You'll need to get into the collapsed building to do it. Running the risk. Okay, it is, but you still need to make me an acrobatics check. Okay, good enough. Yep, so, yeah, 20. 20 is fine. Oh, nice. So you not only stabilize them. You still need to... Oh, you got your medicine check kit, right? Yeah, but yeah, sorry. I'm saying I'm meaning you are using the healing kit. So yeah, roll a medicine check. You will stabilize them. I'm going to see how well you stabilize them. Okay. So they're alive. They're prone in there, but you've saved them. Just because, yeah, I was getting confused with the natural 20 for acrobatics. But anyway, so they're stabilized. The thug. I think he's probably too far. What's the range of a crossbow? No, 400 feet. One final shot at stacks at disadvantage. Shh. 20. Oh, you are inside a building. You are right. That would bring it down to 15. So you're good. And it is a miss. Which is good, because I see how many hit points you have, and you couldn't have taken 3 points of damage. But yes, good idea moving into that house. Yep. Okay. So Stello stacks. 11 hits. And down he goes. Oomph. Yep. Well, we can get out of turn order now. There is no active combatants. Oh, my dragon, my precious dragon. Okay. So we'll get to that in just a second. Let's take a short break now that the dragon's down, and we'll come back in just a couple of minutes. Sound good? Okay. Oh, yes. Get the rest of the party? Yep, so everybody comes together. That no one is getting anywhere near the dragon corpse, so you can. It's not an immediate concern if you want to skin it or whatever it is you want to do with it. Yeah, so yep. Yeah, what do you do? Okay. Probably. You do see the town speaker wandering around doing things and helping people as best he can. You remember the town speaker here was a gentleman named Oris Matthew, who was a half orc, if you remember. You do. He finishes helping the person he's helping, dragging them out of the building, dusts himself off. He's blooded, he's beaten up, but he's good enough. Just yeah. What's up? What do you want? Well, or Oris takes a deep breath and he says, "Well, we it didn't get off onto the best terms, but I think for the most part you've saved the town of Tourmaline, and looks like that brute was on its way to he says, looking at the DM's map quickly so he can remind himself. Looks like you Lonelywood, so while we weren't really on speaking terms before, I can say on behalf of Tourmaline and indeed the majority of 10 towns, we owe you our favor and our thanks." And he extends a hand, offering it to Stax to shake. Okay, your dainty your dainty elfin features almost get crushed under this gripping hand of Oris. No damage, but he's got a firm grip, a lot firmer than Stax's. Um, I have no idea what that thing is made out of. What's it? It doesn't look natural. What the bloody? What? What the bloody hell do you expect us to do with it? I mean, it's there. It's destroyed our harbor, cracked through the ice. Ah, I can hear him bark out an order, and 5 or 10 guards do come across and kind of right around where Theodore's token is all around here that they guard it. And Nora says, just keep people away from this goddamn dragon. These heroes of the 10 Towns have advised us, and anybody who can take down a dragon like these people did deserves our respect, and we'll follow what they say. And with that, guards come around and scurry around. Well, yep. No, you're all in the same approximate area. Yep, make an insight check. Seems to be telling the truth. You see, you guys seem to have gathered genuine respect from him. I mean, rumors, people travel between 10 Towns, and the news of your deeds in other places in 10 Towns has reached his ears. Um, and you literally just took down a dragon that saved most of his town. Well, sure, we'll do what we can. Um, there is still bad blood between the towns, but we'll do the best we can. I can promise at least we'll send some from Tourmaline to help out with Kier Connig and probably Kier de Naval at the very least. Okay. Well, you nap away, and you see, as I said, Oris is fairly beaten up away. You take a nap as long as you like, Alf. You rest up. I'm gonna go about and start pulling people out of buildings, healing people as best I can. But if you think now is a time for a nap, you go for it. And he storms off and starts helping the town, which has literally been attacked by a dragon. It's a mess. There's fires, collapsed building, people injured. Well, it's up to you. And Oris is obviously not happy with it. But what's Stax doing? Are you taking a nap, Stax? Uh huh. So you're taking a short rest. That's fine. Theodore? Okay, so you go around and generally help out with your engineering stuff. You do stabilize some buildings, help out some people. Cool. Ignis. Okay. A local, the very basic healer, doctor slash nurse, comes and does tends to Stello's wounds. And Stello, you're on 1 hit point. So Stello, short rest. So Ignis was short resting as well, right? Okay, and Valen pulls up inside of this building that you're like, and then she'll take a short rest as well. So everybody except Theodore, who's around the town. Direct Sunblight is definitely not there. You may take a short rest. Oh yeah. Nice. D6. There we go. So everybody can roll a D6. Except for Theodore. He's not resting, of course. Okay, so okay, so you get your long rest, your short rest in. The town's still a mess. What are you going to do? You're going to proceed to help out, or what are you going to do? Okay. Ignis. Okay. Very good. And Stella. Okay. Very good. So you guys wander around town and help out. You get a sidelong glance from Oris as you are now helping and not resting. Eventually, once happens well into the night, you guys are physically exhausted from all the travel you've done, but you push through in the end here to stabilize Tourmaline as best you can. And you get reports of what happened. A lot of people were very sensible and ran into the nearby mines, which the dragon couldn't get to. You look around. There's about half of the buildings here have been destroyed. If you had dragon had got here, every building would have been destroyed. Yeah, the docks and the boats have all been destroyed, especially with a dragon landing on them. The blue clam, this place over here, it's gone. It is one of the buildings that has been destroyed. The East Side Inn is relatively escaped most of the damage. Partially damaged, but it remains open for business. And you hear reports about the casualties. The town militia was wiped out. There was no survivors for there. And 20 of the town's residents have perished in their homes. Unfortunately, due to the destruction and the dragon, it did manage to collapse the mine. And another 30 residents are killed in the mine collapse. Actually, people investigated, and it seems the Duragar, sorry, it wasn't the dragon, it was the Duragar, collapsed the mine on top of the people. Yeah. So all up, about half So town militia, 20 of the town's residents perish, and about another 30 were killed in the mine collapse. And if you hadn't killed the dragon, it would have been a lot worse here in Tourmaline. You can only imagine what happened in the two castles. But once you return there, you can find out. We will have that conversation with you shortly. She's just doing a few things. Um, I just are you guys planning to rest up, take a long rest here in Tourmaline? So two things you can do then. Two things you can take your long rest, and guess what else happens? Nope. Level up. Yep, you can level up. Ah, 7th level. Yeah, so take a moment to level yourself up. Yes. Nice roll for the hit points, by the way, Stella. Nice. There's not a lot at this level. I think you'll get a 4th level spell, right now, Ignis? You get a 4th level spell now. And if you're pure bard, then yes you do. Nice. It's kind of a funny level 7. There's not a lot of stuff except for people getting 4th level spells. Did Stax get anything cool? Cool. So what are they now? Like what's your... Nice. Ah, kind of the rogue and bard things to do, right? Get those ability things nice and high. And while now things are relatively safe in town, but as I said, most of the half of the buildings have been utterly destroyed. So you see some people gathering together what they can carry, basically, and they say where, and they make it known that they're going to start making their way south to Bryn Shander as a place of relative safety. So effectively, these are IDPs, internally displaced people, taking refuge in Bryn Shander. Remember, the mine is collapsed at the moment. If they, I mean, if you, it could work, but it's going to take several, probably even weeks to excavate the mine to get it back to where it was before. But it's collapsed. Yep, but bring her over here. Uh, um, yes, you can. Just let me. Okay, so make an investigation check. Okay, so advantage with +4, Theodore and Stax. Mm. So 14, 18. Uh, Stax and Theodore, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please? Mm-hmm. Nope. So, strictly not a magical spec. Yep, sure. Okay, just being in the presence of the metal, which is, unfortunately, learned about Shardlin, it can kind of take on some demonic energy, some dark magic, and you can just feel it just leaking off this dragon, even though it's dead. Um, you know ill effects, thankfully. Um, and your investigation reveals that with time, you could start carving this thing up into pieces. There's no the magic that caused it to animate is no longer there, but it's still a big hunk of Chardlin. So with time, it could be chopped up into pieces. But you're looking. I mean, it depends what you want to do with it. If you want to take it down into the mine, it's going to require smaller pieces. Or if you wanted the plesiosaurus to drag it into the lake, that's a whole different matter. But it is possible to chop it up into pieces. Well, I took it as a 1 hour investigation check. Oh, I see. To be on the safe, actually make a medicine check, Stacks. You think 30-minute shifts would be best. And when this speaker Oris comes along, this is the next morning with most of his town no longer here. But there are still some people whose, thanks to you, the houses were saved. It says right the guards have kept watch overnight. They reported strange nightmares and stuff, but they're fine. What are we going to do with this dragon corpse? Okay. Okay. Okay, got it. I mean, the people here are used to breaking rocks. We could break it up into 30-minute shifts, but it's just rearranging it. We could hide it down an abandoned mine shaft, but turns out a bunch of Duragar blew up the entrance and trapped people down there. We did manage to sneak someone in just, but no survivors, unfortunately. Good 30 souls were lost down there. So to get the mine, this is a tragic times. But we can open the mine. It's going to take at least a 10-day, maybe longer. So we could do it that way, but it requires the Shardlin being here in Tourmaline for another 10 days. And let's just say I'm not a fan of that idea. Well, uh, taking it out on the lake, great idea. Fortunately, we have no boats. And you look around and okay. If indeed that's what you do, what does your animal messenger say? You find one fish. Take a guess what fish you find. Ah, yep, knucklehead trout is the only fish. So, Okay, Mike the Plesiosaurus. Got it. Nine words. I'm counting. Okay. Okay, so the 25 words. So the knucklehead trout, maybe happy that it's got its freedom again, goes down and yeah, it's gonna go deliver the message. Do you wait around for a reply? What do you do while you're waiting? It's not in parts yet. Still one big dragon. Yeah. I mean, the speaker Oris does start getting shifts to start pulling this thing apart into manageable sized pieces, kind of human sized pieces. He tells you it's going to take them most of the day to pull it apart properly, though. Okay, so roll for your bag of tricks. I think you get up to 6. Let's see what you get. So 4, 5, 6. So the first ones you get a boar, a panther, and a giant badger. And 3, 5, 6. Whoops. Badger, a panther, and another giant badger. So fairly big thing. So you can instruct them to start dragging the pieces as they're made available right to the place, like where the ice ends and the water begins. Oh, sure. So it pushes over. It doesn't sink very far. You're told that right in the center of Maraldadoon, it does go down for quite a depth. So okay, now while you're going about this and instructing your animals to drag it to the edge, and the animals get out of control by being due to the shuttle, they're easy enough to deal with. And as you're going about this and waiting for the return of the Plesiosaurus, Velin comes up to you and says, uh, "Can I have a word?" Well, I must say, first of all, I'm impressed. Once I saw that dragon, um, and I knew if they were with you, Ignis, some type of skill for sure. I need your help, quite frankly. There is an ancient city buried under the ice. And this city, Yithrin, is a lost fragment of the Empire of Netheril, who you probably know wizards created many of the magic items we see scattered around the world today. and it holds magic beyond even our wildest dreams. We might even find something there to end this hateful winter. I assume you are intrigued. This is something you're interested in? Well, I know where it is, if nothing else. And I assume you pull out your map. And she says, it's over there in the Ridgehead Glacier. You can't... what map are we on? Oh, yeah. You don't see it. It's over there. So, I'm a member of the order of people called the Arcane Brotherhood. Using divination magic, we've learned that city is buried deep inside the Ridgehead Glacier. But the glacier can be cracked open only at a place where a waterfall once flowed down its side but has since frozen. We've already found the waterfall. All we need now is the magic to break open the glacier. Now what we know, some of you maybe know this as well, but Netheril was once a vast human empire ruled by wizards, whose mastery of the weave... what did you catch, Theodore? That's fine. I mean, what did you catch from what I was saying? Do you want me to backtrack and start again? Okay. I'll retrace the steps because this is important stuff. So, Velen, I didn't see your message here, otherwise I would have waited. But Velen comes and talks to you, and she says, I need your help to find an ancient city buried under the ice. This city, Yithrin, is a lost fragment of the empire of the Netheril, who wizard created many of the magics we find scattered around the world today. It holds magic beyond our wildest dreams. We might even find something there to end this hateful winter. And you guys said you're interested in this, and so she carries on. Using divination, the Arcane Brotherhood, of which I am a member, has learned that the city is buried deep inside the Ridgehead Glacier. I didn't see it, Theodore. It's right here. But the glacier can be cracked open at a place where a waterfall once flowed down its side, but has since frozen. We have already found the waterfall. All we need now is magic to break open the glacier. Now, what we will need, we have also learned, we'll need something called a Professor Orb. Now, unfortunately, I should say, just closed, you guys. Sorry, I'll be right. I just closed Roll20 for a second. Doesn't matter at the moment, though. So what we'll need is something called a Professor Orb. Now, the Professor Orb is actually mine, but the orb has been stolen from me from a former colleague called Nas Latimer. This orb is very powerful and has the personality of a scholar inside of it, whose name is Professor Scant. And its knowledge will help us once we have it descend into Yithrin. Now, Ness I know is also after the second item we need, which is called the Codicil of White. I'll put that in there too. So in other words, if we find Nas, we will find the orb, and we'll find the codicil of white. Now, the codicil of white. Interesting thing is it's written and guarded by O'Reilly's followers. Now, it's rumored to contain a spell or ritual, perhaps, that will carve a passage through the Red Head Glacier under which the lost city of Ythryn is buried. Now, we're not entirely sure where either of these items are, but we do have a lead, and we suspect this information is continued in a, let's say, well, I don't know if you know this, but Netheril was once a vast human empire ruled by a wizard, whose mastery of the weave remains unsurpassed to this day. Now, they created magic so powerful that it could shear the top off mountains and lift entire cities into the sky, which is what they did. Unfortunately, one day long ago, the cities of the Netherese fell. Some of them fell into Ythryn, which is our ultimate destination. But our research and divination has revealed a lost spire of the Netheril, which is not too far from here. And we can go there. And perhaps there we can use it to locate the orb and the conical of white. Sounds interesting? Oh, wait a minute. I think I was just pinging somewhere. The map went weird again. Sorry. All I know is that he's after the conical of white and my orb. So we find him. We can find the Ythryn. We can get into the Ythryn. So find him, and we'll find it. And I don't know why, but it's reset all my map again. But the lost spire of Netheril, she indicates, is here. You can grab it from here. And so I understand you have other business you wish to take care of. While there is no great hurry to do it, I mean, people have lasted 2 years under this blasted winter. I'm not sure how another 10 day or so is going to matter much. So this is what I plan to do. I'll be pursuing this with or without your help. But I will be more successful if you come along and help. So what say you? That's the information I'm looking for in the Lost Spire of Netheril. I think that'll give me a lead on the codicil. And as I said, find codicil. My colleague is going after it. So if we know where it is, we'll know where he is. And if we know where he is, then hopefully we'll find him with my orb. Well, I thought I knew him well before he stole my orb. Oh, this might prevent a trip to the Lost Spire of the Netheril. We can still visit there, of course, if you like. But maybe we'll gather all the information that we can and then make a decision from there. And yes, if we can scry on him, absolutely. Okay, well, Well, mhm. Well, she says because of this sentence inside of it, I call it my Professor Orb. And it takes a form of a smooth 5-pound sphere of smoky grey quartz. It's about the size of a grapefruit, something like that. And if you look closely inside of it, you see two pinpricks of silver light deep inside the sphere. And no, it sounds nothing like the thing that you used in the Black Cabin. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right there. Oh, sorry, I got you on the wrong map. Doing all this monologue and yeah. The Lost Spire of Netheril is here. Do you see it now? He's still not on the map. Oh, which is where you should be. Yeah. So the last... Oh, wait a minute. I'm pinging and I wasn't pinging. So right here, Lost Spire of Netheril. Got it? Right there. Oh, sweet Jesus. As I said, I had to reload it. Um, and I reloaded my other game. So my Friday version of Iceman. How the hell did that happen? That is weird. Ah, man. That explains a lot. Because I said the map seemingly reset. And I guess it reset on the other game. So, wow. Because I just pressed refresh and it loaded up into my Friday game. That's weird. Yeah. Well, well spotted that I wasn't, in fact, in the game. Okay, so thankful whoever pinged that. Yes. Uh, and it's not revealed on the map. But there it is. And I will ping it now. Yep, so that's the Lost Spire of... my Roll20 is being a bit slow as it reloads. Yep, and you see right, so yeah. So this time, zoom there, Lost Spire of the Netheril. Here is Yithrin. That is weird. As a male, I believe. As a he. Mm-hmm. And I also noticed some of the things I sent to you guys were gone to the other game as well. So they're going to get very slight spoilers. But Nas Lantomir was the person who stole it from Velen. But it's just a name. It's not going to really matter. They need that. So those are the two things that she thinks will be required to break into Ythrand. The Codicil of White, and she explains it's kind of more or less, it looks like a spell book. And Professor Orb, as I said, is a granite-sized thing about the size of a grapefruit with a little sparks of light inside of it. So, Valenza, so it seems we need to go to the scrying location that you mentioned. Find out where Nas is. Find out where this Kapunik friend of is yours. And let's get all the information that we have and then make a decision from there. What do you think? Um, how about... Okay. So that's just from party loot. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Which makes sense for a nomadic tribe. Gold is of very little use to Garrosh. Okay. So the Plesiosaurus hasn't made an appearance by the time Velen gets impatient and insists that you leave. And you do leave. And with the demon dog sleds, you make your way to... Are you making your way to your Lonely Wood or straight to the Elfin Ruins? Okay. Lonely Wood there. Okay, so you make your way into Lonelywood. You see a lot of people have gathered their possessions. And I just need to reset this map. Oops. Okay, there we go. You're on Lonelywood. You're on Lonelywood. Okay, so you want to go say hi. So yeah, it's a lot of people here. The townsfolk looks as if they're ready to flee. because they could see the dragon attacking. Um, but things seems pretty stable. And you see Nimsy. She rushes out of her speaker house and says, we heard news reports of a dragon. What is it coming this way? Do we need to run? What do we need to do?" And you see almost Stacks. Well, our militia was mobilized in defense of the city. We have a good 50 soldiers here. A couple of more experienced ones as well. I'll get them to scour the town as best they can. But thank you. I mean, you've done favors here in Lonelywood by taking out that white moose, and logging did resume, but now you've taken out a dragon as well. I mean, you guys are very much turning into the heroes of Lonelywood. But what am I saying? Come to my house. Let's bake you some cookies, and I'm sure you guys are tired. Okay, make a perception check. If it was on Stacks, then on Stacks. You look around. Not sure what you do. You could do a quick sweep of the town, looking in houses and stuff. No invisible Duragara found. Hit one job and you rolled a 3. Well, they'd get advantage though if they're invisible. But that's true. That's true. But you still do not see them. They still get to hide. Doesn't mean you automatically find them. Yeah, you raise a good point there. But mm-hmm. Okay, easy enough to do. So this goes out. You assume all the speakers that you know of. Okay. So Nimsy gets some bakes the cookies. The children who were just clinging to her coattails, as it were, when they heard of the dragon, they're starting to get up to the usual nonsense and start playing around, and some of them just come up and plain old sit on your lap, not really caring if with permission or not, and some of them are climbing on top of you. Just a usual chaotic house. So, well, with the dragon gone, it's just this blasted winter now that we need to survive. Stay here as long as you like. Take some cookies with you. I'm not sure. What are your plans? Well, uh, well, let me know what I can do to help. You've done more than enough for me personally and the entire 10 towns. So just let me know what you need. Not sure what little old Nimsy can be helpful for, but I'm there for you. Well, oh yes, well, I think I have three basic healing potions. You're more than welcome to. You've done more than enough for the 10 towns. And if you come back in, I don't know, probably a couple of 10 days, I could have some more for you as well. Yeah, so take the two potions of healing. Three, sorry, three. Well, shall we depart then? Says Velen. She packs you up a bag of a dozen cookies. she blushes. Okay. Okay, so you make your way back to the Elven Tomb. Now, as I said, a lot of these maps reset, which is really weird. But I'll drag you over to the Elven Tomb. I've turned off dynamic lighting since you kind of found everything here anyway. As you see, the white moose is still here. The whole map reset. But, and underneath this tomb, you see your old buddy Sinar. It seems that the whole map reset, but of course Sinar is not really there, as indeed the moose. Okay. Okay. Okay, so if you remember, they all depict an elf standing rigid. Detect magic was abjuration. You want to know what they do? Uh, doesn't say. Sure. Okay, so I'll get back to exactly what they do. Okay. Well, I think that would be a reasonable thing for Stello to do. Okay. Okay. So we'll just say you eventually line it up. And this door, which I'll just remove. This door over here. Oh, no, it's this one over here. This one here reveals the mirror of the full moon. So who is going to be scrying and on what? Mhm. Sure. Yep. Okay. Okay, so. Okay. So it says here, if the target knows you're casting a spell, it can automatically fail the saving throw. Kapanook, if he's indeed alive, is not aware of it, so he is going to make a saving throw. Now, you... So you've met Kapanook. You don't know him well, so it's going to be 0 for that. Um, mhm. So for his likeness, you know it is a -2 to his roll, and with the position is a -4. So total is going to be a -6 to his roll. Let's see if he makes it. Ooh, he rolled a 13, which was enough, but with a -6, it takes it down to 7. So you do get a picture of where he is, and let me just give you an exact description. Okay. 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 You see uh, a you see a picture of Kapanook, which is good. So it's confirmed that he's alive. You see he's in some type of cage, like captured. He's behind bars, and you see him wandering back and forth, most agitated. Then he starts banging on the doors, or on the bars, and says, "God damn it, let me out! You have no business here! You have no business keeping me here!" And then you see, just because you see Kapanook, but not really that much around him, but you see a Durgar come up and wrap his war pick on his knuckles, and he kind of curses away and pulls his hands away from the knuckles, and then goes back to pacing around the cell. Then And the vision fades. No, cage. Cage. Like a cell, like a jail cell. Make a perception check. It's definitely made from rock. You assume it's somewhere underground. You can't say for certain whether it was the Sunblight Fortress, based on the architecture that you see. Of course, of course. And goes in front of the mirror, and for the next hour, she starts focusing on her companion. Are you guys doing anything, or just waiting for her to attune? So, she's familiar with the target. -5 to that. So, and she in possession or garment. -2. It's going to be -7 on his roll. Let me just find him. Okay. She says, no connection. I did not see him. I don't know what happened, but the scrying does not reveal him. Maybe he just resisted it. Maybe, I don't know if this works on different planes. Or maybe he's dead. But either way, I did not make any type of connection, so we are no closer to finding where Nass is. You can't mindlessly scry someone. You can't do it again for 24 hours, yep. Sorry, which Duragar? Uh-huh. Who is going to be scrying on her? Let's just say you can. Otherwise, it's just an hour of waiting. That's not a big deal. We can just fast forward that. Okay. So you know her. So you know the target well. She's going to get a -5. You've met the target. You're not familiar with her, so 0 modifier for that. Do have her likeness though, so -2. You're going to get a -2 to her roll. Okay, let's bring up her sheet. Oops. She gets a picture of Grand Dolphin Asgard, and she's lying around. Well, she's not lying around. She's at a table eating food. This weird pseudo dragon that you saw that was also made of Chardalyn is perched on her shoulder. And if you remember, she was in a dining room when you went there. She's in the dining room eating away. Oh, no. Balance says, "Men, we could rest here for the evening. I could try again in the morning to scry on him." It is. It is getting towards evening. I mean, you travelled from Tourmaline, you talked to Nimsy, had some food there, searched the town, went through the forest, found it again. So it's towards the evening. A rest wouldn't be out of the question. Of course, of course. Cool. Well, let's make it. Yeah, we sure can. So yes, what is it, Theodore? Mm-hmm. That is a very interesting question. I am not real. I am not. I am not real. I'm not sure what should base this on, Theodore, but I am not real. You sure can. Mm-hmm. Mm. That's not an automatically success, but you believe her. She is not a realism. Well, good to be sure. I need to ask you too, Theodore. Are you real? Make a persuasion check. Sure, sure. Yep. She says, yeah. So let's just say that we're both not real, and let's go forth and stop the real real. What say you, Theodore? Oh, sorry. I left there early, but Okay, so yes, 20th level you advance to, Theodore, no problem. Done. Okay, very good. Okay, so the rest of you guys are resting up for your long rest? Yep. So feel free to take your long rest. I don't think you'll probably need it. But at least you get some hit dice back. Okay. Valen says, well, I guess it's time to try again. And she goes there. She concentrates on the form again. And she comes back and says, look, I'm really sorry. I don't know what to say, but once again, I could not find him. Well, the three possibilities is he's dodging the magic. I mean, he's a magic user after all. He could have some type of scrying protection. That could be one option. He could be dead. That's a third option. And the fourth option is he's in another plane of existence. So safe, protected, dead, or on another plane. One of those four things is necessarily true. It's just a creature. Yep. As far as I know, he took the orb. I think some type of madness perhaps has taken him, but as far as I know, he left alone with my orb. Uh, it's okay. So what's our next move? I mean, you seem to have some concerns about this Kapanook person of yours. I think now we necessarily need to visit the lost spire of the Netheril. I'd be more than happy to come with you. I think it's best if we don't separate at this point. Yes, they'll get there quicker than most. No, let's just say it's best if you don't know where I got these demon dogs from. Nothing to do with Shadl, and I'll tell you that much. Sure. Sure. So who are you scrying on in particular? Okay, so let's roll for Kapanook. Yeah. Well, his adjusted roll is -5, so he fails a saving throw. And once again, you just see him in his jail cell pacing back and forth, looking worse for wear, but still in the jail cell. You can, but it's going to be at disadvantage. You can't just constantly pop perception things. You're looking for new tea towers that you might have missed before. So it's a disadvantage. 13. See, 13 is what you actually rolled before. So no, you know, it's underground. You did see a Duragar there. So you need to draw your own conclusions from there. Okay. It's 15, and it's based, yeah, on the item, yeah. I'm just trying to find her stats. There we go. So she'll get a +3, so it's going to be -4. Doesn't go through. Oh, yes, sort of 16. So, nope. But she resists. Probably doesn't even know she resists. Oh, what? Ah, ha, ha, you're right. Ah, there we go. You see her in a different location this time. You see her, if you remember, there was a throne where you defeated Mr. Sunblight. She's sitting on that throne. There's lots of people around talking to her, just going about business. By default, they would talk Undercommon. So no. Well, if you're interested in dealing with Kapanook, then I guess we go to Tourmaline, Targos, Bryn Shander, round to Goodmead to Dugan's Hold. I mean, if nothing else, we can see what happened in Dugan's Hole and Goodmead. I mean, they had no preparation time whatsoever for the dragon, so I don't know what we're going to find there, but I suspect it's not going to be good. Well, when am I to find out? So, well, it's on the way. Okay, so you're going Tourmaline. So, sure. Okay, fair enough. Snuggles is back and fully functioning again. That'd be easy enough to do. So, Demon Snuggles. So do you guys plan to stop along the way? Like in Tourmaline, Targos, Brinchander, or I guess Brinchander to pick up the armor? Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to Tourmaline anyway, right? Okay. Okay, so she gets the... So I'm just checking something. Okay, she gets the demon dogs ready. Yeah! And you guys make quick work of going to Tourmaline. The weather outside is bad. It's not as bad as the blizzard you had when you fought the dragon, but it's still pretty bad. And Tourmaline. And you arrive in Tourmaline. And you see off in the lake, you see the plesiosaurus looking quite impatient and going back and forth, back and forth. Or the children are looking at it, and every so often it growls and the children run away screaming, only to be drawn back once again by this creature. And it sees you approach and comes up to the shore. You summoned me. What is it? I do not understand the concept of name. So let me get this straight. There's some very dangerous materials. You wanted to drop it at the bottom of my lake. You think of me as some type of errand creature for you? Now you're making assumptions about my diet? And at this, you see the bravado of the plesiosaurus almost leave it, and it says, knucklehead trout for the most part. So, what you don't seem to understand is the knucklehead trout is a carnivorous creature and it feeds on the smaller fishes in itself. And those fishes feed on the smaller fishes. If you go all the way to bottom, the tiny fishes there are a vital part of the ecosystem of this lake, and you seem to defile it with this magical properties, this magical rock you have. What harm would it come to the fish if I did this task for you? Yes, sure. Nature. Hard to say. I mean, on the one hand, they're sentient creatures. They don't know. But on the other hand, how evil can a fish become? Make a deception check, because you don't know if it'll affect the fish or not. So make me a deception check, Stacks. Let's see what the insight is for a plesiosaurus. Not a question I ever thought I'd ask in my entire life. But here we are. Well, odd stuff does come up in D&D. I have no reason to distrust you, Stax. But it's still an evil artifact at the bottom of my lake. Stello, since you're doing the talking, you're getting ably supported by Stax. You may rake a persuasion check at advantage, and no, you may not guide yourself. If you explain to me how you give him bardic inspiration, then maybe. So are you playing a tune there, Ignis? What are you doing exactly? Yep, Mike's arrived. Stello. Okay, that gives him advantage, which he already has. You need to explain to me how you could give him bardic inspiration. Oh, if you can. Oh yeah, sure. Okay. Stirring words. So using your stirring words of encouragement and saying, sure. So was it a D8? Okay, let's roll. 19. Mike, now named Plesiosaurus, looks around at all of you and says, let me be clear. If this pollutes the lake in any type of way, if it starts killing the fishes, then you will need to clean up this mess. Are you persuading or deceiving, Stello? Okay, make a persuasion check. Just straight. Mike glares at you and says, well, we might be having words. And that he slinks. Actually, probably couldn't get up here because it's solid ice, but you meet him halfway out. And he reluctantly, thanks to the 19 persuasion, Starts dragging the shuttle into the bottom of the lake. You understand how plesiosauruses work, right? I can't walk over the land and check out other lakes. This lake is my home. It is my world. That's all I know. I will find the best place I can to hide it from the fish and any humans as well. I will do my best. You're just going to have to trust me. What is 30 minutes? And he starts. Okay. And he starts dragging it around. And yes, we'll see what happens with Mike, the lake, and the now pieces of chardolan at the bottom of the lake. Okay. Okay. So, yep, back to Targos. Skim right on past it. Make it to Bryn Shander. You want to check up on your dragon, your ice dragon armor. Okay. It is complete, which is the good news. It has the functional thing of a +1 studded leather armor. What do you wear at the moment, Stax? Oh, there we go. So +1 to your armor class. And not especially useful to you, but it does give resistance to cold as well. I believe you already have that. Yep. There was some money owing as well. I don't have my notes with me either. Okay. There we go. Garrosh in some way has contributed to your +1 white dragon scale armor that has resistance to cold. Okay, so that's easy enough to pick up. Are you going to press on to Goodmead? Okay, let me tell you about Goodmead, what you find there. Nope, they're not, because the entire place is overrun by refugees from all over the place, and any healing magics have been used. I mean, unfortunately, there's some rich people come who throw around some coins to get the healing potions, as rich people are wont to do. But yeah, no healing potions to be found. Okay, so you head over to Goodmead. Whoop. Goodmead was the second town attacked. So let's get you to the Goodmead map so you can get a visualization of it. Where are you, Goodmead? There you are. Let's arrive back in Goodmead. Once again. Layer to map. Go to map to pack. And this mead hall here is left standing. Everything else is destroyed. So the Shrine of the Flaming Sword, Speaker's House, absolutely everything is destroyed except for the mead hall. You see some bodies around the place. Seemingly this place has been abandoned. There are 25 bodies you find scattered around the place. Other than that, the place is deserted. And, yeah. As I said, you look around, check houses and stuff. This place looks abandoned. There are 25 people on the ground, frozen, dead. Looks like they've been attacked by the dragons in some way, but yeah, only the meat hall is standing. Place is deserted. Necromancers have a disadvantage, though, in that they're necromancers. Press on to Dugan's Hole. I say by the time you get to Dugan's Hole, it's a good solid day of travelling, so you could rest at Dugan's Hole, if you like. Okay. So you press on to Dugan's Hole. Sorry, once again, it didn't reset on me, so let's do that, that, that. Dugan's Hole. Every structure here is destroyed, including the docks. The only thing that is not destroyed or attached in any way are the 20 stones of Thrun. This part over here. Everything else is gone. Place is deserted. And once again, you do find some bodies around here, about 25 people. And from what you remember about Dugan's Hole, there's about 50 people here. So you surmise that half the people here were killed. Every structure in town is destroyed. Sure. Okay, you do a thorough search going through the rubble, which is turning into quite a grim task. You do find some bodies. You go to the house of Hilda. Let me just check something. Where are we? We're Good Mead. Thankfully, this house is merely destroyed. You find no bodies inside it. But 25 bodies. The street and houses either killed by the dragon or collapsed, but this place is just gone. Sure. Okay. Easy enough to do. And by that time, yep, night comes. Rather, where are you guys sleeping? No houses here. Tents. Okay, you put the tents up. Um, okay, sure. Okay, so you pack up for the night. The weather does take a turn for the worst as the weather kicks in again. Blizzard-like conditions. You feel safe enough in your tents though, and you look around at the fairly depressing sight of these bodies on the ground. Then you hear some barking, some yelping, and you see a bunch of very skinny wolves start approaching this corpse pile that you have. And they're starting to take bites. Okay. Yeah, the wolves are approaching the pile of dead villagers and are starting to take bites. What do you mean find any animals? Um, no. Only human corpses. So you're trying to. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're going to start. You're trying to scare them off, and I think Stello, you're doing that as well. So why don't both of you make intimidation checks? There we go. As opposed to. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, animal handling or intimidation, your choice. There we go. So, Dello, you're trying to be too polite to these creatures, and Stacks, you just scare the crap out of them, and they take off running into the woods. Um, Other than that, the rest of the night goes reasonably well. The blizzard dies down, and you find yourself around the rather deserted streets of Dugan's Hole. guys pressing on south to Sunblight. Okay. That sounds like an excellent plan, but that's where we'll have to end it this week. But we'll pick up with Sunblight next time. Sound good? Okay. So, well done for defeating the dragon. It's going to be tricky because it's going to go to Lonelywood, then fly over to Bremen, and you ought to get there well before you. But Lonelywood, Bremen, Targos, Bryn Shander, you saved them all. But as you see, Dugan's Hole, Goodmead definitely bore the brunt of it. And by the way, the yellow boxes are the ones that the dragon got to attack. So that's why I put those yellow boxes there. But we'll see you next week, guys. That was fun. Okay, take care. Bye.